Hey everyone, this is a series of videos that I'll be doing on vibrato for upper string instruments as well as lower string instruments. I'm separating them out so that you can have a point of reference for the shoulder instruments versus the lower string instruments that are in a different orientation. So starting out for the violin and viola, there's a simple little exercise that you can have kids do away from the instrument. Basically, you take their instrument hand, which is their left hand, take their right hand, and hold on to their thumb, and then just wave at themselves. And I like to talk about waving backwards. So you're not waving forward, you're waving backwards. And that's the motion that we want to instill into the students. One of the things that's a little bit interesting about the thumb, if you look at anatomy, everyone thinks that, that there are two joints in the thumb because they can see them, but there's actually a third joint. And this is the joint that allows us to vibrate, the one down here at the base of the hand. So by stabilizing that and vibrating and waving, doing our wave, we're going to be working this bottom joint. Okay, we're opening that up and making sure that nothing in here is going to be tight. So the video that I've referenced on the website for Jeremy Woostenhoom, he talks about levels of vibrato. I highly recommend doing this over a period of time, 3-4 minutes at a time. That's it, move on. I call it the vitamin, the vibrato vitamin. You have to take it every day so you stay healthy, but you don't want to take a lot of it. Okay, so remember that when you're doing this with the kids, it's very easy to get bored with these exercises. So you have to find a way to keep it fun, engaging, quick, and move on. Okay, so level 1 or week 1 is going to be just doing that wave with your hand against the instrument with a metronome. Oh, let's go to eighth notes. I usually have an egg shaker in their hands. You can tie one to the back of their hand with a rubber band. I just don't have any right now because I'm at home. But this is the first exercise that we want them to do. Okay, just having hands-free access to their instrument and performing a rhythmic motion. Okay, so that's week 1. You'll be doing that, and you can have music on. You can do all sorts of things just to make that sort of a fun thing. Everybody likes the egg shakers, so you can have fun with that. And then you can also go into other rhythms, so 16ths, 1 E and a 2 E and a. You can do triplets, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and, okay, and whatever syllables you use. Level 2 is we're going to now put the thumb on the neck of the instrument, and we're going to do the same thing. So we've got a stabilized thumb, and we're just waving backwards. Now I will say as a full disclaimer that there are 2 types of vibrato. There's the arm and the wrist. What I'm showing you right now is the wrist because I believe that one really becomes the most tension-free type of vibrato, and I just would really urge folks to teach as much tension-free as you can. If a kid comes and starts doing the arm vibrato, or they start doing arm vibrato this way, then that's totally fine. Okay, so, and my dog just came in, and she has to go out, and I have to make sure that the door is shut. Okay, so we're going to lock that thumb right there and do that. You can do, I'm trying to keep them straight. This is the wrist one. Okay. Then the next thing that he talks about, level 3 or week 3, is a purfling exercise. You're going to find the purfling of the instrument, which is that black line that runs around the edge. Okay. I put my thumb on the button of the back of the neck here, and what we just want is to feel an opening of the finger when we relax back. So that looks like this. Third finger, fourth finger, and fourth finger is really small. It's hard to do it without looking. Okay, and then 16ths. Whoops, yeah, that's right. Okay, then week 4, level 4 is polishing the string, and then adding, so a harmonic pressure, and then getting it stuck down till you can't move anymore. It doesn't really matter where you end up. We're just polishing the string. Okay? So polish, 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 and then all of a sudden you add more pressure until you can't move anymore. So go back to 8th notes. And you're getting faster in your tempos. Polish. Polish. Okay. Then level 5 would be you're going to do this polishing on all other fingers. So polish, stick, polish, stick. For other strings, polish, stick. And you do it all on different parts of the instrument. Then for the next levels, you go back and do all of these exercises with a bow. So that looks like this on the D string. Level 2, we're going to lock the thumb. This would notice that I've got my hand up against the bout of the instrument. That helps to stabilize. Purfling. It's hard. Okay, and then polishing on different strings. And I would be at 16ths for this. Okay, if you go back to the video that I've referenced on my site from Jeremy Wilstenhume, he talks about making up different types of exercises, starting with no vibrato to a fast vibrato, to no vibrato, doing accents with vibrato, doing crescendos with a different palette of vibrato, so slow to fast. Decrescendos. And getting slower. He also wants you to keep in mind, and I also talk about this too, is that even though we're working with the whole orchestra, you want to remember that the bass and cello vibrato needs to be slower in oscillations than the violin and the viola. As the strings get thicker and the pitch goes lower, the oscillation or the vibration between each of the notes gets wider. So we don't want to encourage a super fast vibrato on the bass because that's unrealistic for that instrument. Okay, everyone, I've included some resources for you on this page, and this is continuing, ongoing process. I think from my experience that I've learned that if you stretch it out over a longer period of time, you'll have more success. So unfortunately, that's more challenging. You have to really be consistent and know where you are in this whole process. So planning really carefully is really key. Okay, good luck. Check out the next video for cello and bass, and keep practicing. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you on Orchestra on the Go.